years, didn't I? Sent to Coventry, well, after I left the Rangers, I went down to Coventry obviously, and we had just won the Cup Winners' Cup, and we had a terrible training place, Albion, I forget what it was, and whatever, and we went down to Coventry, who were maybe mid-division then, they weren't challenging for the title, and the brilliant training place called Brighton, which is absolutely brilliant, Tom, innit? I don't know what like it was at Blackpool or not, but if you go to win a Cup Winners' Cup, the Rangers then go down to Coventry, and everybody says, well, fucking hell, and it was absolutely marvellous. 2 great years, 2.5 great years, and played with some really good players. Coventry are a good team. I think we went to third in the first division at one stage. We maybe got come back after that, but I really enjoyed myself at Coventry. And then, of course, I come back to Rangers, didn't I? I don't know if anybody can hold it. Of 1975, Celtic were going for 10 in a row, and up pops Steenie Auchin Easter Road, years ago, and Stoke smoking 10 in a row.
After Steenie went to Coventry, we met up later on, and he was telling me, they've got electricity in Coventry now. Anyway, he got off the steam train coming down from Glasgow at Coventry. The manager picked him up in a horse and cart, because there were no taxis at the time. Coventry played all their games during the day, because as I said, there was no electricity, they didn't have floodlights for the night games. But different it was, Tommy, it was different in Manchester, wasn't it?
No.
It was different at West Brom, believe me.
I never had the privilege of playing against Wally Johnson down in England. I was down for 2.5 years, and unfortunately West Bromwich Albion were in the same fucking division.
You want to see my relegation badge?
Wally, tell us about the greenhouse.
Oh no, go on.
Right, a question. We'll all come back to the greenhouse. Who's this? This is the Wally. I was once told that you once trained Thornton Hibs. Is this true? If so, how did that come about? That's for John Lane, by the way.
I did. Armstrong. 50 fucking year I've gained. I did when I was playing at Rangers, and I was staying in Donegal, and a boy asked me if I'd come down and help with my training, and I went and I did, and it was very enjoyable, I know that, but I don't think I helped him much. I showed him a few things. Aye, I did,
What was the name of the pub that you'd done your training at?
I've got a wee quiz here that Wally Johnson gave me, so we'll run into that. And there's a nice wee prize here. It's from Rangers Football. It's for Rangers Football Club. Maybe in a jumbo, sorry about that. Aye. It's a Glencairn glass, crystal glass. And here's Wally's questions.
The paper and the pens are on the table, if they're right.
And the paper and pens are on your table if you want to fill them in. And it involves the 4 main guys sitting at the table here. Colin Steens, if anybody could tell me, this is Wally's questions, not mine.
Just read the questions, know the folk. You're getting the answer.
I'm not giving the answers, right? You're wrong.
Am I?
Colin Steen's first goal for Rangers in a European Cup tie. Can anybody tell me that? How do you get this? I haven't buggered about it. That's question one. What was Colin Steen's first goal for Rangers in a European tie?
You can't Google it.
No Google it. No Google it. Because I can tell you, if you Google it, you're still not get the answers. This is Wally wrote this way. Alfie Collins' first goal for Celtic in a European tie. Tommy Hutchison's, somebody scored this out, right? How old was Tommy Hutchison when he played his first European tie? And Bud, you call yourself Bud, I don't think. Bud's first goal for Rangers in a European tie. If somebody gets two of them, they get this. If somebody gets one, I think you'll get that glass.
Pete!
Pete's got it.
Pete's got one anyway, I feel that.
You keep telling me. Oh, here's a nice question for Alfie. Here's a nice, you fill that in if you've got the answers, because it's a nice wee Rangers bless, and I do want to win that. If it was a heads bless, I would win it. Here's a nice question for Alfie. And it is a nice question. What did it feel like at Spurs when you took over from the legend, Alan Gilzine? Wow. No, I'm not sure if you...
Wow.
Well, Gilly was known as a king. I was known as a king. Derek Barlin was known as a king. No seriousness. You can't compare Alan Gilzine. He was a legend at Tottenham. Unfortunately, the only time I got a chance to meet him was I played in his testimonial game. He left the year before I joined. But Gilly, I mean, you're talking about people that can drink. Gilly, honest to God, the boy's not been on for Scotland. But I'll tell you, see, the next day at training, Gilly was the first one up there. He was the first one into Tottenham. He was the first one up on the track today. He's running and what have you. Then he'd go into the pub, and that was him to the next one, and he'd come back in again. Exactly, that was his routine. But he says that we couldn't keep up with wee Bud. I don't know why.
I played a few games with Alan Gilzine for Scotland, and
I mean, a great player.
and he was a great player, great to play with, but I never had a drink with him. I can't even remember, no. Great player, very quiet and brilliant there. I didn't like him. Well, we folk didn't fucking like him.
I played a few games with Gilly, and he was some footballer. Great in the air, laying the ball off, bringing people into the game and that, yeah, and he was, a very, very good footballer.
You never played with him, Tommy? No. Right, this is
I was still at school.
I think you all have that. This is a question to the four of you. The best player you've ever played against?
I was lucky enough to play against West Germany, and that was the team that won the World Cup back in '74. We played them twice. player.
And that just happened to be my brother-in-law, eh? Did you need to flush that in?
I think the best player I played against would be, I played against Cruyff in America and I played against Beckenbauer, and I think Beckenbauer would just edge it. I played against him a couple of times with West Germany and with the Cosmos, and I think he would be the one that stood up for me.
Well, against an opponent. An opponent, oh, loads, but honestly, hard. I'm standing. I played against a boy, Bulgarian, Shalamanov. I always remember his name. And I do Sofia. He played for Sofia, Bulgaria, and we played them in the semi-final at Ibrox. No, the quarter-final or something. And I'd come back for a broken ankle. And this boy nutmegged me. The first time I went against him. Right back, and he nutmegged me. Then he flicked it over my head and put it up the park. And I'm going, oh, what a night I'm in for. Also a boy called Paul Heaney, who played with Leeds, right back. Paul Heaney, I always found him hard to play against. But if you're talking about footballers, Jim Baxter and George Best. Four.
So when I went into Coventry, there was a lot of hard men played Coventry. There was a lot of hard men played centre half, saying Jack Chapman, big tall guy, wee guy Harris that played with Leeds. And at that time, can I tell you that he used to tackle through you. It wasn't any fucking, it just went right fucking through you. And the boy called Tommy Smith. Hey, right hard man, eh? He had a bad complexion. So I used to call him Beans and Toast Face. For a fucking distance. And when we played that, Tommy will verify this, when we played in the cups and that, played the first, the second division then, all the centre halves were all tall and they would kick the fucking shit out of you, wouldn't they? But the one person I kicked the shit out of was the same as Tommy, a guy called Beckenbauer at Ibrox one night. He lost the rag with me, I got to him and things like that, and he swore at me, and the Germans swear the same as, you know, the Scottish. Beckenbauer was a brilliant player. He wasn't a centre half, but he was a fantastic player, and I think probably one of the best players the world's ever produced. And the next best player ever was George Best, fucking absolutely brilliant. I played against him. I never played with him. Oh, I forgot his fucking Willie Jones, didn't he? Hutch is a great player to play with, long legs, take people on. I think he had both the same. He played against Liverpool, a guy called Phil Neal. He had about fucking 80-odd cut for England, and he ripped the fucking piss out of the two. I see you did, huh? 82 cut for fucking England. I don't know where Neil is now.
Probably the same place as us, in the mound. No, I would agree with both with what Tommy and Colin said. Tommy Smith was unbelievable, but the thing about him was he was fair. He could leave his mark on you, but he was fair. I remember we played him.
He just said, was it for?
I remember playing one game at White Hart Lane, and the old White Hart Lane, So anyway, we're playing Liverpool. In the first half, I've gave him a doing. I'm going past him. In fact, about 2 minutes before the end of the half, I'm going to him, come on, because I'm going to go by you again. So walking off at half time, feels the thing, hand on the shoulder, turned round, Tommy Smith. There's 2 halves. That's all he said, there's 2 halves. Walked up the tunnel, 5 minutes into the second half, boss played out to me, turned to go that way, and the next thing I'm looking at the cockerel and above the stand. Aye with this cockerel. I've come down, trainers on, what have you. The next thing, Tommy Smith, I can see him walking across, I'm going to say, sorry, fucking told you. Then mind, the other one is Beckenbauer, without a shadow of a doubt. It was a game we played out in Munich. Beckenbauer, this boss played into the box. Wee Willie Henderson was a winger, I think. Beckenbauer's controlled it, put it over the wee man's head. And as Willie's turned round to go and get it, he's nutmegged him inside this 18-yard box. Turned and hit a 40 or 50-yard pass right onto that Gerd Muller. So I'm on the bench that night, and I turned to one of the boys sitting next to me. I went, what about that for Beckenbauer? He says, aye, no bad, but he can't use his left foot.
Right, okay. Another one, because we've an auction today and everything, but let's deal with the next question. There was a question I had to put with the road there because I don't know who presented it, it was something about shaking somebody's hand. And I don't think it was aimed I don't think it was aimed at me. It was a great question. I will find out the answer.
I've just killed me, mama.
Right, here's a good question for you all. Who in your careers, and it's to all you guys, who in your careers inspired you the most and why? Wow, great question.
I don't think there'd be one certain person that would fill that one. I think, which I've spoke to you all about, is that the biggest help that I got was being rejected. Went to Dundee United on trial, and I think it was Dunfermline, but I must have been about 9 stone at that time. They used to let me take the corners for the 18 yards because I couldn't reach them. And after the game I went up and I had, you go in and you get a cup of tea and a pie and what have you. And I'll never forget the old dear that was pouring the coffee, the teas out. And she says, well, how did you do today, son? And before I could say anything, my dad said, no, I didn't play very well today. And the woman never, I can't even remember her because she never lifted her head. She just kept pouring the tea and she says, well, you must have something, so I know you wouldn't be here. And I never forgot that. And I used that when I did finish playing and I went to work in schools. I actually used that for, if you get rejected, don't think that that's it. And I did the same thing when I went to Oldham. I come back from Oldham. Jimmy McElroy was the manager at Irish International, and I was down there for 2 weeks, and I had a letter from him saying he thought that I had good skill and ability, but maybe wouldn't be strong enough to play in the league. But I went on to play 1,000 league games, so he was wrong. And I took a copy of that letter and I used to use it in junior schools by saying, I could have taken that letter 2 ways. I could have believed him and given, or I could try and prove him wrong, which I did. So just because you get a knockback, and I'm sure all of us have had knockbacks and most of you in your life, And that was the inspiration that I had, rather than one manager or one person.
Wally, your inspirations?
Tenants and boots.
No, for me, my idol was Dennis Law, and I got in the Scottish team when I was 18, and I played with Dennis Law, and he never fucking passed the ball. What's fucking wrong with him? But anyway, no, it was Dennis Law was my
Hero.
aye, hero.
When I played junior, I played left back, and I got a trial for Linlithgow Rose, that's where I stay, Linlithgow, and I got knocked back, see there was 2v and all this, and I was kind of upset. So I went to Armadale, played, and we played a cup final at Easter Road, and by that time I'd moved to centre forward. The centre forward didn't turn up at Bonus one day, and I didn't play centre forward. And we went to Easter Road and scored a hat-trick, and the next morning I signed with him. So levels, Tommy's talking about county level. I never got a game for the county because of a particular teacher and that. So I never gave up, and all the players that played in the county at that time, I was the only one that fucking made it. So you just got to make, keep going, innit? After the game.
No, you can't pass. Your inspiration has to be your dad, surely.
Cornwall.
You've heard of them off here. Cornwall Moorhole. You've heard of them.
No, I find it deeply. No, I've obviously got to be my dad. Because he looked after me, done this, me and my brother. And by the way, I'll just say, my brother who's sitting there, what a player he was. He was the best of the lot here.
Bobby, stand up, son.
Something happened years ago. I stand up, Bobby. Take it.
Oh, you are standing up. Bobby, stand up.
Inspiration-wise, I don't think anybody looks at some other player and says, oh, I want to be like him, or I want to do this, and I want to do that. You've got, who? Like him, aye. But my two heroes was Jim Baxter and George Best. George Best, and even the great Pelly, was asked, who's the best player you've seen? And he said the same thing, George Best. Best was unbelievable. Running a close second to the end, I would say Derek Parlane, because oh man, could he score a goal? Oh, see his control of the ball, unbelievable. Some of the Rangers centres that probably couldn't trap a medicine ball.
Derek Parlane's claim to fame was a lassie called I'm fucking going to say Marjorie Wallace, Miss Wirral, so that's all I'm going to say.
Next question. You finished? That's to you all again. Your most memorable goal. That should please you, Tommy, because you've got a couple of them. And he's sitting next to me here. Is that what? Did everybody catch that, eh? Your most memorable goal.
The most memorable Steenie will remember it. It was at Highbury, at the clock end, and I think it was about our fourth game. We'd won 4 games in the bounce when Steenie and I, because they sold a lad called Jeff Blockley, a centre half. They sold him to Arsenal, and unusual, they spent all the money on Steenie and myself. With the money. So when you're down the bottom and we were struggling, to buy 2 forwards rather than 2 defenders was a bit courageous really. But the Arsenal game, I think it was my